Hello again, boys and girls, and finally, after 2 weeks of waiting, I got the pack with the motor for my Philips 4504 from Holland, from Netherlands, and open it up and see what kind of stuffs. It was pretty slow and expensive. Anyway, that was the single solution. I couldn't fix the motor, the Capstan motor. So a replacement, it's the only way to solve the problem, and I think it's in a good shape because of what? These washers, grommets, they are pretty okay. Mine, they've been destroyed somehow, and here I have exactly the same 432201047773. It's the same, exactly the same label. Here we have the sensor, the coil connections, and here I have the plus and minus connections. Probably one of the reasons why this motor is kaput is reverse voltage or reverse polarity, in fact. Okay, now we can see very clear. You see that the brush is down there. Okay, so the motor should spin this way. If we look from up, it will be clockwise, and that's the right polarity. If we take it the other way around, the brushes will be, what's happening there? If we go like this, then the brushes are just laying nice on the contacts. You see that? But if we turn the motor the other way around, they will be against the tension somehow, and of course destroyed. So the single way to move this guy, it's clockwise from here. That will be, this is plus and this is minus. I'm just having a 3 volts voltage, and this is the right movement. Now if I'm pushing up to 16 volts or 18, this is so great. Effectively no noise. It's quiet. That means the motor is good and working. And it's even better, you see, I have already these plastic washers here, so I don't have to put any metallic stuff. This will just go into the tape recorder. I don't like this uneven. So is the washer missing or something? Yeah, it's too inside, I may say. Oh yeah, that's perfect now. Nothing else to do but to have back the connections. Power it's on, and let's see what's happening. Do we have any luck? Huh? Power on. Absolutely yes. Perfect. Yeah, I don't see any kind of speed change. Let me check, okay? Let me check the coil. I'm talking about the reference coil. Mechanically, it's nice, it's okay, but there is no reference coil. So we need to check this. We should have around 900 ohms, 1 kilo ohm or something. Okay, let's see. So this is the coil, which is out of, so we have no reference here. Man, the motor, it's bad. It's kaput. I mean, the motor itself, it's okay, but not the coil. Let me try to... So the reference coil, it's in the air. Oh man, what can I do? What can I do? Well guys, somehow it's amazing. After a long and crazy, I may say, effort, if you take it that way, I managed to find, you see, those tiny ends of the coil. So the problem was probably the ex-owner or dismantled this. They've been just threw away the wires and they smashed one of these outputs. And look there, that's another one here. I covered it with some solder, and now it was a really crazy journey. This is nuts. Anyway, from here to there we have 1 kilo ohms, you see? So that's perfect. This is the coil. So now the coil should work. All I have to do now is to plant 2 pieces of wire and to secure them in place. Yes! Oh, God's sake! Man, what a story. I have to wait now a little bit for the glue to cure, and then I'll try to put this back because I need the filters in here. And this is a non-polarized capacitor, also really necessary. Okay, so I glue it back. But there is a single thing I have to do, is to have a ground connection from the ground to the case. But we'll do that a little bit later. Some more glue, and there will be no doubt that this wire will be there forever. This one goes to the plus after the filter. Okay, now let's test. You see the motor is running, and here at the coil's output we should have some impulses, which obviously depends of the speed. 155 volts with 5.46 kilohertz. If I'm raising the voltage, now I'm 11 volts. Rising the voltage, the speed should increase, of course, and the frequency also. And here we have, let's say, 18 volts, 17.6, 8.1 kilohertz with 2.03 volts. This is what I was looking for. This is coming from the coil, you see? And now the speed control of the tape recorder can have an idea about the speed of the motor. Yes, it's done. Now I can securely have the motor back. So. You try now and it nice later. So, if you can see, the speed's changing, then everything is fine. Okay. And I believe I have right here a tape with 1000 hertz. So if we check with the oscilloscope, then we should see a 1000 hertz sinusoidal signal. Voltmeters are okay. The motor, it's okay. It's quiet. 979 hertz. 979. Okay, we can go there and adjust the speed. I have 3 trimmers here. Okay, up, 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 up. There we go. Perfect. Is this okay? I mean, yeah. You see there? Half of the speed. We should have 500. Okay, it's not this on. Up, 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 up. That's it. Perfect. And now the last on, we should have 250, which is there. This is nice. Okay, it's done. And now we have a perfect speed, pretty stable. You see, it's not going anywhere. Fine, it's done. Now what's left to do is to put everything back in the case. So here we are at the end of the road. Everything is fine, it's working as it should. Finally, with a new motor, a new Capstan motor, everything seems fine. It was a long journey, but I can tell you this machine is really worth the effort. It was one of the Akai competitors in those times, but what can I say, it's still alive and it can still produce a really nice sound. You know, people, like always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and push the like button. It really matters for me. If you have any question, if you have any comments, just write them down there. I'd be happy to answer. In the meantime, you see, thanks to my sponsors, like always, Blood from Ampia Records, and Czech from States, and of course Radu from Belgium. And yes, until the next one, wish you well. And don't forget, have fun. See you.